Right. Hey, thanks for staying. I thought there would be a quarter of this many people just because it's 7:30. There's a lot of good taco places right down the road. So thanks for hanging out. My 30-minute talk is now a 20-minute talk. So I apologize. I submitted a PDF instead of a PowerPoint. In the startup world, that's what's acceptable for pitches and for slides. So my apologies. I wrecked that. I'm the creator of Cousin, co-creator of Cousin. It's a mobile application that'll be in the App Store in just a couple of weeks. I was inspired by this conference, by you guys. So I've been building technology, working on technology, software applications for the last few years. It's my passion. I've been a genealogist for under 10 years now, but over 5, so I'm getting there, right? Some people I meet say I've been a genealogist for 25 years. I tell them that I'm 24, so I don't quite have that advantage. Historically, I'm not like a PhD by any means, but I'm a lover of technology and family history. So just quick shout out, Macavo's helped us make this possible. Find My Past, you may have seen their booth. They partnered with us to build Cousin. Last September, I was working on Ancestor Cloud. I'm the CEO of Ancestor Cloud. Cousin's kind of a byproduct of that. So I was working on it. I met AJ's assistant at a conference in San Antonio, and she said, I'd just seen the TED Talk for this event. And she said, I'm AJ's assistant. And I said, you have got to get me on a call with AJ. That is the greatest thing I've heard of. And being a lover of family history, being a lover of technology, I thought it was a great thing he was doing. So we got connected, and we started brainstorming ways we could bring technology into this. That's my purpose being here. That's my organization's purpose, is we want to, right? We're here, we're with family. We're doing big group hugs, some weird stuff, some cool stuff, some magic shows. We're all having fun, we're connecting. But tomorrow, you're going to be on a subway, or you're going to be on a bus, you're going to be in your car driving, to work, to meet up with family. Whatever it is, you're going to be alone again, right? We can only do this once a year. We can all get together and take this massive picture with drones and stuff. So technology enables us to continue to do that and continue to have those interconnections. And we all know that. We're all going to be on Facebook tomorrow, right? Connecting with people. And so we wanted to connect that. Why? Because it's an innate quality that we all have. We all have deep down within us this desire to uncover our past, this feeling of connection, with these census records. Why is that? It's a feeling that all of us have felt before. That's why you're sitting here at 7:30 on a Saturday night listening to some guy after 24 talks. It's within all of us. It's something that we need to cultivate and we need to grow. And we're trying to do that through technology. If you haven't heard the word enough today, Cousin is the name of the application. And I thought, man, by 7:30, they're going to be so burnt out on the word cousin. So, right, we know what it is. We don't need to talk about these definitions. Urban Dictionary, I had to throw that in there. If you don't use Urban Dictionary, I don't know what you're using to define your words. But the anonymous, mysterious person who has done it, has it, and has seen it all. We all know the person who says, oh, my cousin has a Tesla. Or my cousin, my rich cousin has a beach house. So, again, we don't need to go through all this for the sake of time. Let me tell you an example of how people are using technology to connect cousins. This is a great story. In Iceland, has anyone here done any research over there? By the raise of hands? No, let me tell you about it. Their records are great. They've got about a tenth of the people that are in the U.S., a very small number, 320,000 people on this island. And they have beautiful records. They've kept them for decades. It's wonderful. It's all archived. It's all digitized. It's in a database. So, right, you're on Iceland. You're a young 20-something-year-old guy. You're courting the ladies. You want to make sure she's not your cousin, if you know what I'm saying. So they built an app. I cannot pronounce the name, nor did I find anywhere online that pronounced the name, because I don't speak whatever language that is. Icelanders can bump their phones together, make sure they're not related, and then, as in Tinder, connect and start to date with the people. So it's a incest avoiding application. which, right, I didn't know if I should say it, but we all knew what it was. So they're doing that. They're using technology, they're using genealogy, they're using this database to relate and to connect. We've all felt it, this party effect, right? I don't know if anyone goes to parties alone. I don't dare to. We go to parties to connect with people, but we always have to have people with us. Why? Because we need to feel those connections. When we're at a party, we're there to meet people. You want to find common ground. AJ, if any of you have had a personal conversation with him, he's one of the best connectors I've ever met. AJ can find common ground with you immediately. And that feeling within us that says, oh man, we're related, or we're both Dutch, or we have ancestors in Durham County, England. Let's go get a cupcake. This is great. We're friends now. It's why we're all here today. This is what we're banking on, this feeling. And if we just took a square plot in NYC, there's 8.5 million people here. We took a square plot, there's 26,000 people, and 36% of those were born outside of this country. So there's a lot of diversity. It's hard to connect sometimes. I've been riding a lot of subways since I flew in, and I was able to meet some people, but a lot of the time I was just sitting there, and the person next to me was just sitting there, and nobody's connecting. And I think that's a fundamental problem. And so we want to connect people. We want to do that through a mobile experience. Cousin, we say, is connecting our global family one relative at a time. It started with AJ. So we started with a conversation, AJ and I. We said, what would be awesome for the people at the conference next year? This was last year. And we said, wouldn't it be great if someone could walk up to someone, bump phones, and see how they're connected? And that's the experience we wanted to create. Now, we didn't pull the trigger that we were going to do it till 60 days ago, so we didn't quite finish it. But we're giving everyone here early access to that on the App Store. And that experience is being built. It's almost done. We had it demoed to a few people today, some press, and some people are going to write blogs about it and stuff. But it all started with AJ's vision here, and that is that we can just treat each other better, that we can show kindness to one another. And that all comes from that inner relation. So how it works, right? We've got a lot of technologies out there, people that are, millions of dollars are going into building great products that help us find our ancestors. So we partnered with one of those databases that has a global tree. Now, you've all heard AJ's talk, so you know that that's how he got started, was somebody found out they were his 12th cousin. So we partnered with one of those, what we feel is one of the purest database. You've got to get connected on the application, and this is how we're trying to improve here because first and foremost, right, it's hard to get a millennial, someone my age, to go in and put their great-grandfather's birth location, nor does anyone my age know their grandparents' birth location. So we're working through those kinks initially, and that's why we're rolling out to people who do family history first. Once you're connected to that global tree, we then say, great, why don't you come and hook it up and get connected with Barack Obama. See what your relationship is to him. 36 degrees of connection for me to Barack Obama. Our last talk, she talked about hops. They call them hops. Whatever it is, it's that inner connectivity. So to just give you guys a brief demo, and you're some of the first to see this, right? This is something we're rolling out. Like I said, you guys have access before anyone except for like a New York Times journalist to our application when it comes out. Just visit our webpage. So we instruct a little bit about relationship matching. You log in with Facebook. We're going to pull your Facebook family members in. Now, I didn't select my brother on that middle screen, if you'll look, just because he's all right. My brother-in-law. I don't know if I really like him yet, but you can select who you want from Facebook and add it over. And then you can manually add it. And as you'll see on this, I think I have a laser. Do I have a laser? I don't know where the laser is. As you'll see, it increases my matching confidence, and we can't guarantee anything. There's going to be people in this room who are going to download the app all excited. They're going to put in all their family, and they're not going to get a match. And that's true. That's going to happen, but there's people and companies and organizations trying to improve that every single day. And so we feel like we should get it out there and get started, because a lot of you will find a match. And as you know, the farther you go back in your family history, like we learned earlier from that man from Family Search, we're all 50th cousins or less. So if you can put in your great-grandparents into our app, you're going to have a pretty high matching confidence. You're going to have a good chance of finding that connection. Now, we have sections of the app that allow you to get research help through our friends from Macavo. So you can go get research help through Macavo. We're going to be suggesting hints in the next version. But once I put my information, here I am. I'm gonna select me first of all. I want to match me. If you look over on this side of the screen, and then who am I gonna match with? And that's really where the fun comes. This is all right. We're building an app for dinner conversation, and we get that, and we're excited about that because if it's dinner conversation for thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, it's worth it. And so you can then select people from Facebook. You can select people from your contacts, or you can select people from. We have a list of about 100 celebrities: Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, what have you. We've got them, and we've got their genealogy. So if they're not on the app yet, which initially there won't be a lot, you can quickly invite them through SMS text message to join the application, put in their family. I know it's going to be a little bit of a pain at first to get your grandma's birth date, but once they do it, it'll be fun. And if not, we've got a bunch of celebrities in the meantime. Once I've done that, I've selected someone to match. I chose a celebrity, personally Beyonce. When she was part of Destiny's Child, there's some cool music in there, right? So I wanted to match with Beyonce, and then it matches, and it does it pretty fast. Thank goodness to some algorithms from our partner site. It goes good, and then it'll list all of the ancestors from my grandpa to my great-grandfather to my great-great-great, and so on until I hit the common ancestor, which 1678, and then we go down towards Beyonce. And so you can scroll through that. And of course, being a millennial, we want to enable the tweeting of that because I know it doesn't matter to you guys, but to your children, your daughter, whatever, she wants to tell people that her and Taylor Swift are cousins. And, for me, it kind of mattered. So I think, as we go up the age scale, it may not matter as much, but it's fun, and that's why we're doing it. And you may be able to relate and connect. And, again, that's the whole purpose of this. So, like I said, we're dealing with a generation where, I'm up here checking my Twitter while I'm talking. We're dealing with, phones in the faces. And a lot of people are trying to say, stop that, cut that, don't do that. Truth be told, it's going to happen, and it's happening, so why not try and make the phone in the face a little more meaningful? And that's what we're setting out to do with Cousin. We want to make those relationship connections, and we want to do it through a mobile experience. Like I had mentioned, everyone here can go to this website. You can put in your email, and we're going to get you early access right after the New York Times journalist. But then you guys are next on our priority list for seeing this and for using it. And I want to thank you for your time. I know it's late. I know we got a concert to go to in like 5 minutes, so I'm going to end just a little bit early. If you have any questions, feel free to direct message me. There's my Twitter handle. And that was cousinapp.com for any of you who didn't get that written down. Thanks.